So the holiday season is upon us. While many associate the season with joy, not everyone does.
Yeah, for a myriad of reasons, the holidays bring the potential for stress and even distress. So we have Dr. Michael Walker here to provide some tips on how to manage that stress, especially as we approach the holidays. Dr. Walker, as always, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, so give us some tips as far as what people can do to try to navigate their way, because we know the holidays, they can bring a really stressful time for a lot of people.
Yeah, and you know, there's a whole lot of reasons why stress can show up, right? So we think about one of those things is that this unrealistic expectations that I'm going to be able to make it to every single holiday party, holiday event that that is being offered to us, right? If you have a huge family, or you have kids that are participating in many different sports and activities, there's going to be so many offerings on your time around this type of holiday event or this holiday fundraiser or these certain things. And so that can create a huge amount of stress and pressure to have to show up. And so what we have to start to really think about is, how do we really prioritize where we're going to show up, how are we going to be there, and then not get stuck in the feelings of, oh my goodness, I'm not perfect because I didn't make it to every single last one of those events. So understand that there are going to be things that you are not able to make it to, and be okay with that.
So it sounds like it's important to give yourself some grace.
Of course, of course.
Okay, so look, I understand. Sometimes when I get frustrated, I try to, and I want to get your input on this, try to use that frustration and pause for a second and use it as a moment of reflection. Good idea, bad idea?
I think that's a really good idea, right? Everything that we can do around reflecting helps us to really get to the root, or the essence of what we're trying to accomplish, right? And so taking that moment to slow down can help us be more prepared, more ready for those situations that may arise. So another thing that may come up around the holidays is really when you are the inability to really be with family and friends, right? There may be times that family is so far away, distance and traveling is not an option. Or there could also be the sad case of there has been a loss, and so now you're thinking about that person during this holiday time. And so having moments where you can reflect on and kind of slow down to kind of be in the moment and respect those that we have lost, and acknowledge them. But it's okay to have those feelings and those emotions as well. It doesn't have to be something that we speed through just to get through it.
And it's really important to think about, what do I really want out of the holiday season, and how do I go about getting that, right?
Yeah, for sure. When you think about the holiday seasons, right, there's a lot of financial strain and stress that can be placed on the holidays, right? You see on TV, they show extravagant meals that people may be having during those holiday times. Or when you think about the Christmas season, where they show that all these gifts and those things, that can be a lot of stress on certain family members and certain members of our community to say that, how do I keep up with that? And so you have to realize, what is the essence of what the holiday time is for? And you all as a family, or as a nucleus, have to figure out, what does that mean for you all, so that you know what you're going in it for, and not to maybe stress about some of those maybe financial strains if you have a center of what it is you want to accomplish. So like for my family, we really value the time of being together, and we're less about the gifts and those things, but how do we spend that intimate time with each other, just enjoying each other, our family, our company, laughing and enjoying time. So that's what we focus on in our family.
Well, that also leads to a really good point, because for some people really struggle with this, and a lot of people struggle with it. It's the ability to say no. That's hard to do in a lot of cases.
It definitely is hard to do, right? And so you have to give yourself some grace, and you have to practice some of those things, right? And really, when we think about it, when we say no to certain things, and especially around this holiday time, is that people are understanding, because they also are aware of the many options that they have, or things that they've been asked to come to. And so they're not going to take it in a negative way. It's just, are we willing to be upfront and honest about our actual time and what we can commit to? So it's less of an issue if we just be honest and upfront about it.
Honest and upfront. I like that. Hey, Dr. Walker, thanks for joining us. Have a great day tomorrow.
Yep, you too as well. Thank you.